Oh, they can keep working if they want to.
All right, never mind.
If you'd like, come on over, otherwise keep working.
Oh, you should go? No.
So this is Powderhorn, Prairie, Lake, and it's a Illinois Nature Reserve. My name is Doug Chen, and I'm one of the co-stewards out here. Alice Brandon is the other co-steward. Apparently she had a flat tire, so she's running a little late. We've got some folks here from Washington High School, one of the local high schools. They come out here several times a year to help out with the restoration work. Thanks for sticking out. About half, I sent most of them home because it was raining really hard, and they were the hardcore they wanted to stay.
We like the hardcore.
We like the hardcore. So real quick, we are at 1.5 Ridge, and so what's unique about Powderhorn is it's an old dune and swale. It's actually, what you're standing on used to be part of the beach for a former Lake Michigan as the lake changed size over the eons. So the restoration work we're doing is primarily on the ridges, and mostly what we do is cut invasive plants, mostly honeysuckle, which is what you see in the bonfire. We always have a need for folks who are interested in coming out and just doing this kind of stuff. We always burn our brush piles as we go, so on days like this, you know, it gets nice and quiet. Let me be out. You know, we have needs for people who are interested in coming out and doing plant monitoring, bird monitoring. If you're interested in working with students, we have students. They know what they're doing, but I'm sure they could always use more mentoring and supervision. So it's a nice chance to interact with other young people.
Is it always the third Saturday of the month?
Yeah, third Saturday of every month.
9 to noon?
We have some handouts of kind of where we are and some of the other sites in the Lake Calumet region. So this is one of the Lake Calumet sites.
So here I have a map of the sites in the Calumet region, and they're cross-referenced with who stores them and how you can contact them.
So this is one of maybe half a dozen sites in the Calumet area that have restoration work going on, and there are many more. So if you're really into this stuff and want to get involved, hands-on, you know, come talk to myself, come talk to Laurel, Benjamin, and we can get you mixed up with this. Yeah, we do have a special guest with us today, who's hard at work. Commissioner Mike Quigley, who's one of our Cook County and Mr. Green shirt. He's one of our stalwart Cook County commissioners. As you can see, he knows what he's doing. Mike, did you want to say a few words to folks?
I've hardly ever caught myself on fire. I did that to the excellent training I received as a volunteer. And I mostly want to thank you all for continuing the fight, because a lot of years, and many times volunteers weren't appreciated here. And despite that, you did what was right, and we hope that the negativity has stopped and never happens again. Mostly thanks for being here.
So he won't say it about himself, but Commissioner Quigley has been really our hero and our voice on the county board for a long time, since he was elected. He doesn't have a lot of forest preserves in his district, but he has the really great attitude that the forest preserves don't belong to a district. They belong to the whole county and all the citizens of the county. And the county board, all the county board commissioners should be supporting the restoration and management of the forest preserves. I wanted to just say a little bit about what we're going to do today. Were you going to do that, or should I do that? So my name is Laurel Ross, and I work for the Field Museum. That's who pays my paycheck, writes my paycheck. But I'm a volunteer with the Volunteer Stewardship Network of Cook County, and have been for 20-something years. I'm a steward of a site way out in Northbrook, and a steward of a site here in Calumet called Beaubien Woods. And we're going to talk a little bit today about what that means to be a steward. It can mean a lot of different things. It can mean that you are officially the designated person in charge of a site with the county, or it can mean you're in charge of some particular part of management, like you might be the person that monitors a particular plant or monitors birds, or you might be the person that's in charge of keeping all the tools in great shape, or you might be the person that knows everything about seed collecting. We're looking for people that might want to fill those roles in our volunteer organization. So that's what today's about, to tell you what we do here and how we do it and how volunteers fit in. So we'd love to just take a little tour to learn more about this. This person to my right, Doug Stotts, also works at the Field Museum, and he's a bird expert, and he brought a really cool thing called a scope, like a telescope. So we can get a close-up look at some special birds. So we thought we'd start out our tour by going over and looking at some special birds that are nesting here. Then we'll put the scope away and take a tour and look at the site and talk about the management. And by the time then Alice Brandon, who's the other steward, we hope will have gotten over her flat tire emergency and will join us and tell us a little bit more. And then we'll tell you a little bit about some other sites in Calumet in case you'd like to learn how to come back here more times. In case you'd like to devote the rest of your life to this and come here 24/7. So let's look. Are there any quick questions before
I have a quick question. What's that?
That is Pennsylvania sedge.
Okay.
And it's in full glorious bloom.
Yes.
So there is a...
Of interest too, pass this around. It's a nodding wild onion. Take a sniff of that.
When we were planning this day, we said, well, when shall we do it? Let's do it in spring when everyone will be happy to be outside. But we planned it a little too early in spring to see some of the gorgeous flowering plants that are here. So we're going to see some of the less conspicuous plants. They're
But there are-
gorgeous, but it's not conspicuous.
The rainy part of spring, not the everything blooming part of
Strawberries
spring.
coming up. They'll come back in maybe a month. And if you can beat the insects and the animals, there'll be little tiny strawberries on these guys here.
Really sweet.
These are onions, which they are edible. That's a dandelion.
Right.
So one of the joys of coming back to a site over and over again, so if you would come here every month on the third Saturday, every month you'd see different things flowering.